Fox News right now is kind of freaking out because we have the world scientific consensus telling us that we really only have a few years left to do something about catastrophic climate change and our increasing emissions. And we have politicians who actually want to take the issue of climate change seriously right now. Obviously, that doesn't jive with what Fox News wants its viewers to believe for some reason. So on Thursday, they trotted out noted climate change denier Marc Morano, where he told their audience that burning fossil fuels was actually good for the environment. Take a look.
How do you feel about people like Senator Barrasso proposing incentives for people to capture carbon as opposed to penalties and punishment?
Well, there's all kinds of proposals. Everyone's for energy efficiency for a clean environment. Oddly, the more carbon-based fuels you can introduce in the developing world, Africa, South America, Asia, the cleaner the environment gets. You have less people burning dung in their huts. You have less people dumping sewage into the rivers because you get infrastructure. So carbon-based fuels actually improve the environment. And beyond that, everyone wants efficiency, but you don't ban energy that works and mandate energy that's nowhere near ready for prime time, all this so-called renewable, and that's what they're going after here.
Gotcha.
All right, so let's get a few things out of the way before we even address the issues that Morano brought up there. First and foremost, dude's not a scientist. Not even close. He has a bachelor's degree in political science. He is funded through one of the think tanks where he sits on the board by fossil fuel companies, Chevron, Exxon, usual suspects there. I believe he's also gotten some money from the Kochs. So this guy has no background in science, just came out, got funded by fossil fuel companies, became a noted denier, worked for several years as a communications director for Jim Inhofe, the biggest climate change denier in the U.S. Senate. And that's where we are today. He started this little website, Climate Depot, that allegedly picks apart the science of climate change. But again, not a single scientist actually works there. It's just a bunch of idiots who think they're smarter than the people with PhDs who've been studying this for decades. That's what Marc Morano is. He is a moron. Now, about his claims, that's about as stupid as you can get. Burning dung inside wicker huts? Has this idiot ever traveled outside of the United States? I mean, does he honestly think that that is what these third world countries are? Just a bunch of savages out there burning their own shit inside a hut because they don't know any better? I mean, we've seen Fox hosts say a lot of offensive things recently, but this needs to be on that list as well, because that is absolutely insane. Not to mention the fact that, oh, they burn fossil fuels and create better infrastructure. How are those two even related? If burning fossil fuels led to better infrastructure, the people in the United States in Flint, Michigan wouldn't be drinking lead-laced water. But they are, because those two issues aren't related. Marc Morano has zero credibility. He has zero scientific insight into anything. And the only place he can find a real captive audience are the people at Fox News who can look at someone as stupid as Marc Morano and think that he is a genius.